Okay, we tried to play a video. Jackie was like, can't hear, can't hear.
You want this?
So,
You want that light?
Oh, yeah. You can shut it off. No, they shut it off.
anyway, I couldn't believe it. I got to send my friend Chris a link. I forgot to send it to him.
Yeah, that one. No, that one.
So who all read about this today? The stuff I sent. Jamie? Tyler, do y'all want to talk for a minute and let me get the link sent to him?
Yeah, sure. So what that was talking about breeding Burmese pythons for meat, like farming them to make like python burgers.
Yeah, it was pretty much that, for the reason of they're easier and less emissions, I think, was like a big portion of it. Even though python meat's not great, I don't love it, but you know.
I don't know if I could bring myself to try it.
Yeah, I couldn't.
And the video said that it was more for like farming because they couldn't even like use the ones that are wild caught because of like mercury levels and stuff.
Right.
So
right.
So what does that mean? They're just going to set up a big friggin' farm? I mean, some people could say that's kind of what we do. But for a snake that big and to feed it, that's going to be the slowest growing meal. Like a good beef cow wouldn't take that long at all.
Yeah. What?
This is Chris. This is the guy who's always in the chat, and he's one of my reptile friends and rodent breeder customers, and he's actually the one that brought this to my attention. I was like, man, you got to come on the show.
Yeah, I've been hearing it on different podcasts, and I actually saw a link to where they were thinking about taking it across the whole U.S. to decrease on the cattle industry to hopefully lower down in the carbon emission or whatever, the greenhouse gases that the cows put off.
Yeah.
And I don't know, when I saw that, I just got completely disgusted about it, sick to my stomach thinking about that, because it reminded me back whenever my family forced me to a rattlesnake hunt in Waurika, and they forced me to try a rattlesnake meat, which I'm completely against that. I'm even with an organization to ban rattlesnake hunts.
You know, I think the whole concept's really interesting, and for us all being reptile people, morally we're against it because we have snakes, but it's hard for me to like, okay, if the carbon emissions are lower, if they can do it, if it makes sense, it's like, what's the difference between farming Burmese pythons and cows or chickens or anything like that? In my head, it's like, yeah, I won't eat Burmese python, but you know, if the emissions are lower, if you're producing, you know, relatively the same amount of, I don't know how that would work or how long it would take, because what, beef cattle are 12 months and usually they're like gone and into food. It takes 2-3 years to get decent size. But morally, I think it's the same thing.
My thing is, if it's emissions problems, then teach people to raise their own food. Like you can raise the same weight in rabbits. So I read from, I can't even remember, but it's to a cow pretty quickly. So raising your own food, the more emissions are coming from transport.
Yeah, that too. But also, I was listening to a podcast at the Reptile Fight Club, and they had an episode on there talking about the old peat bogs that are being like destroyed. That is one of the supposedly the biggest release of correct me if I'm wrong, but like carbon gases and stuff like that into the atmosphere, that's destroying our ozone layers and stuff like that because of human development.
Right.
Yeah,
I think that's actually supposedly one of the worst ones, that's even above the cattle industry. So
I want to take a second right here to wish Mr. Carl a happy birthday. That's Jamie's husband right here. Happy birthday, man.
Birthday,
Happy
man.
birthday.
Thanks. It's my
Happy
13th,
birthday.
30th birthday.
Yeah, I know I'm
Happy
doing the same
birthday.
thing.
I'm having internet issues. Everyone keeps going robotic. I'm trying to switch real quick.
Oh, okay. So yeah, when you told me that, I was pretty shocked. I was like, "There's no way." And I looked it up. I found it on Fox Business. I found it on just so many platforms. It was like I couldn't copy and paste enough in the description. So there is some information in the description, though, if anybody wants to go and watch those videos. And I would like to hear everybody's opinion on it. I mean, that's a no way. You can't do that. And I don't know. I know there's different people who like to eat different things. I mean, rare foods and stuff like that. To me, I don't think that's for me. I'll stick with my cows.
Well, for me personally, if it's between bugs or the what was it, the cloned chicken, if we have to pick something weird, then I would pick a snake. Yeah, I'd rather stick with my regular stuff. I'll eat fish and shrimp and cattle
Yeah.
and all kinds of chickens and rabbits and deer.
Jump on.
I don't know about reptiles and bugs.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to eat some meat, that's fine. I would try it. Be open to
You would
try.
try? Oh,
I've been overseas. I've had meat on a stick, and I didn't ask what kind of meat it was. I just knew it was delicious. But just don't tell me that's all I can eat.
Yeah. The Minnesota State Fair sells alligator on a stick.
Oh yeah, that stuff's good.
I haven't tried it, but I heard it's pretty good.
It's delicious.
I think it's fine.
It depends a lot on how you cook it. Like you've got to cook it right. It's kind of like lobster or crab or something. If you don't, or alligator, it's very comparable to like alligator to me.
Okay.
If you don't cook it right, it'll get chewy and it'll turn into rubber in your mouth real quick.
Yeah. Like a bad pork chop.
Yeah.
that's what the guy was saying on the video. It's like python gum.
Yeah.
Yes, and I was just like, oh.
For me,
But
I don't.
I'm not sure if did anyone touch on it yet? The fact that the whole ball python market trade started on them eating ball pythons, and we had to go over there and talk them out of eating this as their main food source.
Oh, I'm sure. I hadn't researched that part, but I know in some countries it's a delicacy, and in other ones they worship the ball python. So,
Right.
Any python.
Have y'all seen Dave Kaufman's video where he went over there and he did like a full, I think hour length, maybe a little longer?
Yep.
I seen it. It was a crazy video to me. The whole,
It was.
I mean, some of it was good, and then some of it was just like not so good. So
I agree.
Oh man, my internet is just being so bad.
I don't have any problems with the farming Burmese pythons. If it'll work, it'll work. I probably won't eat it, but I don't think there's a difference between that and cattle. Like logistics wise and moral wise, I don't think there's much of a difference. Like, okay, you can breed cows, but can't farm Burmese pythons, or same thing with any other animal. For me, it's like I can't, even though I have snakes and probably won't be buying Burmese python meat. It's like I can't justify or think of a great reason why it's different or why they shouldn't do it.
mhm.
Like if it works, it works. Go for it. Like,
Yeah, like I'm not going to be like, I'm against it because I won't take in part of it, but I'm not going to be the type of person that says, no, you can't do this, or be out there like with a picket sign protesting it. Like, no.
yeah, that's the same for me. It's like I won't buy it, but
Well, they keep saying invasive species, invasive. What are they tearing up?
the berms.
Yeah.
Oh, the birds?
Look, I think. I mean, it's just a lot of the natural wildlife. I got to look at. I was reading a doc. It was like a year ago for a school paper. The decrease in mammal life in the Everglades over the past, 15 years since the Burmese python, 20 years since berms have been out there a lot. It's been a massive decrease in native population. In Florida, from what I know and what I've read. So, and there's always been, I wrote a whole paper on what you could do instead of killing Burmese pythons, and it was a weird paper to think about, but I figured out there really isn't much you can do to stop them, and there's not much you can do. Like, again, the Burmese python hunts aren't really helping much, and all the other things they're trying to think about doing haven't helped and probably won't help. So it's a crisis that's probably going to keep going and doing.
So here, wild hogs are so destructive.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah.
And they will tear up landscape. They will attack all these things. And does Florida not have those?
Oh, they're wild hogs are everywhere.
So that's what I'm saying. The whole mammal thing and the dropping numbers and stuff. I'm like, hey, if they're wiping out the wild hogs, let's let them go. Let's bring some here because we need that population control because they're really bad around the rivers and lakes and stuff like that. And
when I go out herping, I'm always carrying a pistol or something with me just in case I do run into them, because we got the Russian breed through here, and I've known people that's been chased up a tree and they'll sit there and just wait for you to come down.
Yeah.
So I know here in a couple months, when I go out herping, I'm going to start carrying my AR with me just in case, because that's getting set up for pig hunting.
You're just going to mow everything down, right? Well,
Hey.
you basically have to, though, because those hogs run in packs. And I've been out to lake camping, and you hear something behind you, and you look back there, and I mean, there's a massive herd of wild hogs, and you're just like, yeah, I'm out. I'm not doing this.
Hey, Holly, I'm getting crocodiles here soon. So, hey, there'll be a food source for them.
All right.
And my retic's going to get up there to good size. So, if I get a good little hog, there'll be a good food source.
Good little meal for it.
Yeah.
So, Sammy, what do you think about it all? You're being quiet tonight.
I was just hearing you guys talk. I think it's crazy. I mean, I don't think I could eat a snake after breeding snakes and all that. And then who knows how's it tastes, or I mean, somebody cooks it and puts it in the pan, don't tell you what you're eating, and then an hour later say, hey, you just had a piece of a snake.
I did that with my mother when it came to deer meat.
The Italians cook over here. They cook cow tongues and the cow heart.
Yeah.
I forgot what they call it. What they call that, Joy?
Good.
They call it sofrite. Sofrite. The Italians cook it sofrite. The Spanish cook soup with pig ears in it. So just a lot of crazy stuff. It tastes good, but if you're not used to eating,
Zach, we can't hear you.
I know. I just
Zach
see
saying
Zach
no.
shaking his head.
I can't hear you, Zach.
No wonder. Oh yeah, Menudo.
Okay,
No,
there you
I'm out.
So it's just a lot
I
of
fixed my
crazy
internet
stuff,
finally. I'm all about it. Like, any animal alive to me is meat. I'm just saying. Unless someone's ate it before and says it's poisonous and it's going to kill me, or everyone just generally agrees that they've had it and it's nasty. I'm like, we can eat that. We can see what that. I bet that would taste good in the soup right there.
I love that thing.
Hey.
Tell them what it is.
Trying to bite you.
Mad, he's mad.
Well, her name's Bitch because she ate a couple turtles. But she's a Chinese albino soft shell.
Chinese albino soft shell. She look like a snapping turtle the way she's trying to bite you.
Oh, yeah.
She's so cute. I love her little nose. I've been wanting that thing. I've been trying to talk him out of it.
Hey, you give me a crocodile, you can have her.
Well, I'll go to Florida with you and we can catch one.
When we go to a Daytona, we'll catch one and put it in the suitcase.
Who all's going to Daytona?
I'm going to Dallas.
Dallas. Oh yeah,
Are
I'll
y'all
definitely be in Dallas. Who's going to be in Dallas next week? Nice.
Come on, Jamie. We need to get both y'all.
I think
Jamie.
I'm
We need to
going.
get you
Yeah,
I think I'm
right.
going somewhere Friday night.
Daytona's a maybe. We'll have to wait till it gets closer. I've got family down there, so we'll know like as it gets real close to Daytona if Daytona's a maybe.
Hey, I was just down in Fort Worth today. We went to the Fort Worth Zoo, and I talked the ear off of the person that worked in the reptarium down there about their Bolin's python.
I believe it. This man can talk your ear off. He can come here and we can talk for like 2 hours, and he's just getting a couple rats. No, yeah, Zach. I heard Sammy made us plans for Friday night.
Was it Friday? I thought you said Thursday.
Thursday night, Friday night, whenever you want to go. We'll land in at 4:00 on Thursday.
Mhm.
If everything goes right. My buddy's one of his members is not doing too good. He's in the hospital. So
Oof.
If not, I'll have to
What's
go
up with
pick up. I'll have to go pick up Sammy at the airport and shuffle him around.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah.
Thursday I'm good. Friday I think I've got something going on because I gotta come out to Dallas and get set up, and I've got a couple plans for that night.
What day do you plan on going to Daytona? Are you going to be there Thursday?
I was talking with Robert about that. I believe we settled on Thursday, but don't hold me to it. I know we were talking about it. We were wanting to come in a day early, do a little bit of some other stuff, and check out some sites while we're there. And
Yeah.
I don't know if we don't come in a day early, I'll probably end up staying a day late just to stay a day late.
Oh yeah.
I can't go to Daytona and not like go to the beach or something.
That's
Well, I don't know.
that's
You
what I
want to go
told
to the
Sammy.
beach down the road a little bit where you're not going to get shot.
I better pack a husbandry pro t-shirt just in case they're like, and Robert's like, hey, Holly.
Right.
I'm excited. Oh yes. Oh my gosh. I would love to go fishing. I've never been fishing on the ocean.
So fun.
Ocean fishing's fun. I've only been once.
Yeah, are we going fishing? I think that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to go on a deep sea fishing thing.
Hey
Yeah.
Robert, do I get an invitation so I can outfish that one down there? Let a girl teach him how to fish.
Outdrink.
I do. I go to the ocean about 3 to 4 times a year when I'm down here.
Yeah.
I got a choice between fishing or go out herping when we go to Florida. I want to find an Eastern Diamondback, so
Quads.
think
Excited
we-
for Olympic tools.
Me and Sammy
That is
got
always an awesome option when you go down to Florida. They got a lot of cool stuff, man. I know I've got some friends over there posting freaking awesome chameleons. I always see Bob going over there and posting pictures when he's out there.
Yes.
yeah.
But then I'm also like, oh, it's like 98 degrees, 98% humidity. I'm gonna go on the water. I'm gonna fish over.
Yeah, we're going down to
Florida
Pensacola, and they got this big old nature reserve over there. So I got free runs. Like go over there and try to find an Eastern.
nice.
I like going to the zoo. When we went to Canada, we went to the zoo.
We go on
Yeah.
vacation, and that's basically
And-
all we do is go to animal attractions.
See, I feel like when I fly in, I'm not going to want to fly home because there's so much to see, but I don't have anybody to bunk with when Sammy leaves. So I'm just like, oh, guess I'm going to have a short trip, but it's going to be worth it. I'm so excited to go to the show, meet all the people in Florida I haven't got to meet face to face, and then, of course, the ocean. I don't care if I have to sit there on the bank and watch everybody fish.
Me and Sammy need to go on a ocean fishing trip soon. We've been talking.
Let me know.
about
Come
it.
down here. My buddy's got a boat. We'll fit
Yep.
6 people. Go out for a couple hours. On our way back in, we stop and grab a whole bunch of lobsters. Because the boats will be the boats come in with the lobster. You can pick them up for like $13, £1.50. You know.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
Getting some lobster.
Mhm.
It's going down.
So, Sammy, when's the best time to fish where you're at?
I want to say July, August, September.
Yeah.
It changes. So if you go in June, you're going for the stripers, and then some blues, and then if you go in July, you catch blues and stripers and some other kind of fish. Then I think in September it's sea bass, striper, sea bass.
Mm.
You know.
I guess that's we need to go in September then.
September you go for blackfish, and what's wrong with the blackfish? They only eat like seashells. They don't eat junk, so the fish tastes like candy almost. They eat a lot of shrimp, crabs,
Crustaceans.
Yeah, they don't eat no garbage.
Yeah,
and they got like human teeth. So you put crabs on your hooks and you just let it down. Be ready to pick them up.
Yeah. That sounds like so much fun.
I was so disappointed the first time I went fishing in the ocean. Like I was at a canal place and I was like, oh yeah, we can go fishing right off the back porch, like literally off the raised back, just fishing. I'm telling you, I was catching fish as fast as I could cast them out, and it was just catfish after. I was so pissed. I was like, are you kidding me? I did not drive all the way to the freaking ocean to catch catfish.
Catfish suck.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Bobby, but you may have to reel it in for me. Hey,
So
Stan.
we fish with it's called an umbrella. So sometimes you catch like,
Hey, Jeremy.
like 4 or 3 fish, and they're like 30 inches long, and you're trying to reel it in. So if you go on my Instagram and you go like in September and October, you look at the dates I go fishing, you see us bringing in 3 big fish. After that, you're all done. I got muscles coming out, getting cramps in my arm. They go, it's your turn.
If I catch one big fish, I'm going to be like ecstatic and just watch everybody else and drink.
So is there like a dock out there that we can fish off of, or like in Daytona?
Yeah, there's a dock out there. Because the hotel we stayed at last year, you walk out in the back and the ocean's right there. So
I wonder how I'm going to get a big enough fishing pole in my luggage. I'll send my big one to Zach.
Yeah. If you go fishing, sometimes they'll supply you with the fishing poles and all that. Because when we go fishing,
if you get the right ones, they'll supply you with a beer.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Josh said he would loan me one. Thank you, Josh.
Oh yeah. He's out in Florida.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm super excited to meet him.
Stan is out in Florida.
Yeah, all the Florida people.
Yeah.
Just make sure y'all bring stickers because Sammy's got a ton of these things he's got to give out in 2 days. I still hadn't even opened them yet. I was like, no, he's going to have to open it and give me one. So what else? Anything happened to y'all this week? Get some new snakes in, or
first clutch laid yesterday.
Oh,
heck
that's
yeah.
exciting.
Still have not posted
What was
it.
the pairing?
Pastel leopard double het clown pied to a clown pied.
Clown pie.
Both from Kyle Hoffman. And the
Awesome.
female I got, and she was on eggs in 6 months. She was a proven girl. Like 2 weeks after I got her, she got into the racks and started pairing. Already had follicles. Kyle
nice.
last season, so he was like, "Just bring her in and start pairing her. She'll go." And she did. She laid 11 eggs.
Wow.
That's your first clutch?
First
11
clutch of
eggs?
this year. And the first guaranteed shot, I'll call it at Clown Pies. Like I've done a couple other pairings. I think I've done 2 other pairings, and the genetics might not have been what I thought they were or sold as. So this one I 100% know is a chance at Clown Pies, and I hope I hit one because I've wanted a Clown Pie of my own, to produce for 2 years, 3 years now. I bought a male a few years ago from Spades, Sammy. I've bought 3 Clown Pies, and it's like I want to make my own now, please.
You'll probably get a couple with 11 eggs.
I hope I get 11. And then,
Yeah. That's what we always hope for.
You're not just pushing it.
yeah. I need a couple. I know they're they're not running for as big of money as they were when I was buying them.
They're so cool. They're so beautiful, though.
I need I'm gonna be keeping some females to stash away and hold back. You know.
I
See
got
what
that
Josh
male.
got here? He picked up
I
a
got a
spot
male
nose,
clown
acid,
pie.
butter, red stripe, het clown, and a pastel stranger het clown. Josh Lumber.
Hell yeah.
Wow. I'm gonna
Let's
go.
do
I'm
my
gonna go with
first
his
clown
now.
last year. He's 100% pie.
What'd you get, Sam?
Yeah.
I got a leopard, lesser, yellow belly clown, 100% pie.
Oh, nice.
So I'm gonna grow him up to throw him in with some females.
I got a pied kitty back here.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, see that? He's waving back at us.
Now, Miss Jamie, what did you get this week?
I got 2 snakes from the Hoback Rack auction last Saturday because Holly didn't have a reptile lounge. So I got 2 snakes from Shane Kelly at Town Exotics. And the girl, her name is Holly's Fault. That's what I named the snake. And she is a blackhead, orange dream, lesser het clown. And then it was a pair that came together. And so then the male is a clown, spot nose, possible red stripe.
Very
Oh,
cool.
that's sick. That'll be
Yeah, I
good.
got about a great deal. Great deal. So.
And we talked today, and she told me the male's name.
Oh yeah, the male's name is Squidward.
Yeah. And I was like, man, you missed a good opportunity. Should have called that one. Damn it, Bobby.
Yes. You should change his name.
I should, except for I know my kid named it. He's got a head stamp of it looks just like the Easter Island heads on Easter Island. And so I'm like,
yeah,
we'll name it Squidward. He lives in one of those heads and he's angry. The snake almost bit me when I was live and I have a huge reaction. So y'all should know that.
Yeah.
Funny.
I react heavily to things.
Right. Yeah.
Makes it more fun.
But yeah, Dang It Bobby would have been a great name. It might be his nickname. I have another snake that has 2 names. So it might be Squidward, Dang It Bobby, or Dang It Bobby Squidward.
Yeah. That's funny.
I'll
I
get
picked
those.
up a stripe, Applegate albino, 2-year-old holdback gopher snake from Buddy. I was pretty excited about that one. I've been collecting a bunch of random species over the last 6 months quietly, and like nobody knows the full extent of it, even my wife. And, my daughter,
How do you
daughter
hide
works in
it?
the room with me, and she has the closest extent, and she still finds shit and be like, "Dad, what's this?" And she usually likes to do it whenever my wife happens to walk in the room. She'd be like, "Dad, where'd you get this snake at?" I'm like, "Shh." Never ask that question in front of your mother.
That's funny.
But yeah, like the gophers, I'm really liking it. I got me a couple gophers now, but this one's really cool. They're like super orange and like not super big like the bull snakes.
Hey, Charlie. I got good news from Charlie today.
That's I kind of been reading up and watching a lot on the pygmy pythons. They're kind of cool. I like how small they are.
Here's you, one of the gopher snakes I got.
Oh, that's really cool.
We pull her up.
She's a Christmas tree Sonoran gopher snake, is what I was told.
Nice.
So a buddy of mine just gave her to me a few weeks ago.
Nice.
How old is the snake?
Don't get me to lying. He doesn't know.
Yeah.
Really.
Okay. Okay. Is it full grown?
No,
You know that? No.
No.
Okay.
he's not.
Yeah, because my Applegate is about that big, and that's a San Diego line. The Sonorans are the bigger species of gophers, and they're more like kind of a cross between a bull snake and a San Diego version. So
Okay.
they're a pretty decent size,
Yeah.
but definitely not full bull snake size.
Yeah, over here I'm not specific on none of the breeds that I have. Everything's just kind of random what I want to work with. So I've got a little bit of venomous and a little bit of everything.
Jeremy, have a good one. Oh, where am I at here?
One other
I hate to cut my visit short, guys, but I got to take off.
Nice having you come on. I'll see you on your show.
Okay. Bye-bye.
So here's Josh's, one of his. I guess that's the stranger.
That's a stranger. Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
What was it again?
Is he on here?
Yeah.
What were the genes in it
I
again?
don't see him. I don't see him in the chat.
I'm pulling it up right now.
I'll be right back.
Pastel stranger. Nice.
I think I went too far. Here we go. Spot nose, acid, butter, red stripe, het clown.
And then, so that one's the pastel stranger, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And that would be the
That one's sick.
I believe that would be the pastel stranger het clown right there. I don't know. Josh,
That
tell
one's
us
the
what-
acid. Yeah, that one's the acid.
Yeah.
The other one's the stranger.
They're both acid.
Or,
Oh no, one's acid and one's a stranger. There we go.
Yeah, that one's the acid. The other one, the first one was the stranger. Hopefully.
So I got good news from Charlie. My LSR fire spot nose is het clown.
Nice.
Oh,
Nice.
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 So I'm super excited about that. Oh man, I'm sorry I didn't see you had something out. What do you have?
Wait,
Oh, cute.
It's one of my chihuahuas.
who was?
I think they're so cool.
Do you breed
Yeah,
those?
man, the colors. I can't get the colors coming right. This girl's got some real nice pinks on her. She's a proven girl.
Pretty.
How many chihuahuas
I got
do you
a
have?
little- I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 chihuahuas. I've got this girl and her boyfriend, and they're proven. And I've got their year-old daughter. This girl should start laying soon. She hasn't dropped any eggs yet this season, and she's in with the boyfriend. So hopefully they'll drop. And then I've got a couple little babies. You know, I got a real nice white collar male, and I got a real nice like cream color, especially when she's fired up. She's like different shades of white, like real light color with red eyes. I just thought she was really cool. I hadn't seen one like that, so I got those 2 to grow up. I don't know.
Are those like leeches where they have to have breeding pairs? Like you can't split up a breeding pair?
No. But they do have a thing like, so the females, a thing on the females for those is the females mate for life with the male.
Okay.
You can never put it, once they mate with a male, they won't make, or what I was told, they won't ever mate with another male. A male, you can juggle back and forth between females because, you know, he'll hoe around a little bit.
Yeah.
But the female, she's faithful. And I don't know if that's true for the leeches. I haven't found out about breeding them. I've literally just started looking into the breeding on the chihuahuas. They're the ones I really like. I don't really care for the cresties. They're too flighty. They lose their tail all the time. The leeches really get too big for me to keep many of them.
What is that?
So this is my new male that I just got. This is Okeechobee, and he is a Orange Dream Desert Ghost.
Nice.
I got him from Redhead Reptiles, but he originally came from Ozzy. But this little spot reminded my mom of the Okeechobee Lake in Florida, so that's how he got his name.
Hey Adam, how's it going? Hey
Like,
Blakers.
he's a water spiller. He spilled his water bowl like 7 times so far in quarantine. It's crazy. Constantly having to check on him. And I don't have one that does that.
It's pretty.
Nice. What are you gonna throw him to?
I'm gonna throw him to Pebbles. So Pebbles is my super Barnhart Black Pastel Banana Orange Dream Possible Spectre girl.
That
Okay.
thing is awesome
Yeah,
looking.
that'll be great.
Now, this is my lychee. It's my only lychee I've got. This is a pure Pine Island lychee. All my stuff's Pine Island. Every single one of my chihuahuas is pure Pine Island. And this lychee is a pure Pine Island lychee. She's a really light color. She's got like some almost pinks kind of coming in as she's getting bigger. Oh. Lulu the Leaping Lychee, and you can see why. They're like, they don't jump. Yeah, my ass.
Is that the
why I
biggest
don't
it
have
gets?
them.
Does it get bigger?
Yes.
Sammy, that's
not
no
the
question to
smallest
ask
one,
another
that's not
man.
The biggest one. The Pine Island for the lychees are like right in the middle for size on the lychee scales.
Okay.
The Pine Island for the chihuahuas are the biggest chihuahuas.
That I can't get a cresty or any gecko because I just hate that they jump. I held one lychee. I think it might have been in Arlington or at some show, and it jumped out of my hands, and I was like, I can't do this. Like I felt so bad. They were like, no, it does it all the time. I was like, I can't do this. If it gets on the floor,
they
and I
don't do it all the time. If you hold them a lot, you know, they do it a little bit when they're babies, but as they get bigger, they'll just hang out with you and stuff. Like I had my Chihuahua, if I put her somewhere and I'm not doing stuff, like she sit on my top of my head. She was like right here on my shoulder. She crawled up on top of my head. And then she hung out with me for like 2.5 hours while I was just entering snakes and stuff in Husbandry Pro and didn't move an inch the whole time, just chilling.
That's why I'd get a.
Oh, look at that rattler. I can't wait.
What kind is that?
This is a little pastel Western Diamondback.
Poison?
Venomous.
What? Yeah,
Venomous.
venomous.
Yeah.
No, I can't mess with no poison snake. I'm too slow.
I don't free handle at all.
Sammy.
Yeah, I won't free handle at all. I use my hooks, and I'm very cautious what I do.
And he's done it for years, y'all.
Yeah, I've been
I
messing
free handle my hog nose. I live dangerously.
How many years have you been doing this, Chris?
15, maybe 20. I used to live out in West Oklahoma where that was probably the most common snake you're going to come across. It's a Western.
Yep.
I was told my insularis, which is the white-lipped tree vipers, the female might give birth here in the next couple of weeks, which it was my male is the green one. He got bred to a blue female from the island of Komodo. So it's kind of a weird situation on how it happened. The green insularis came from Ray Rax down in Houston to my buddy up in Tulsa that sent him to one of his buddies that knows how to breed them because they're difficult to breed. And whenever the babies are born and they're started off pretty easy on little pinky tails or so, then they're going to ship them all to Tulsa and I have to go up there and get them. But I'll be getting, I don't know how many baby blues and green insularises, which is right. They're like white-lipped vipers.
I love the blue insularis. They looks wise.
I got white-lipped python.
Yeah, Holly, I told her, is like, hey, if we can get an enclosure ready and all that, and she gets her license, I'll give her one.
Well, it's going to happen. Bobby doesn't know that yet, but it's definitely going to happen.
I think Bobby just found out.
Yeah, he's probably in there going, what?
Hey,
No poison snakes.
the only one my wife says I can't have is a taipan. And actually, after I realized how crazy they could be, I'm with her. I won't get an inland taipan or a mamba.
There you go.
Because those snakes can seem chilled. Next thing you know, they could do a backflip over behind you.
Yeah, I can never do venomous. I just don't want to. They're like, yeah, I don't know.
I can't do any snakes that are bigger than me.
Yeah,
See,
no, I like your rattlesnakes just because they're easy to work with. And then your arboreal vipers, because they'll just sit there and ride a hook. You get something like, I might try a cobra later on, but that'd probably be the most advanced I get would be a cobra. I don't want nothing that's like a ballistic missile.
Right.
And see, I want a gaboon.
Oh, I love gaboon.
If I were to get a venomous, it would be a gaboon.
Oh my goodness.
I, for the longest time, said no gaboons until I started following people that had them. Now I'm like, I want a gaboon because for the longest time, I wanted a rhinoceros.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. You look at a rhinoceros viper, all the colors in that thing. And hang on, I got to see if somebody's in my yard.
Okay.
But
So he builds his own enclosures and everything. They're super neat. And I told him for a gaboon, I actually want a big coffee table that, like, you know, it'll be closer to the floor, the locks on it and everything. But I want the top to lift, like our coffee table right now, it has a lift top on it. And so I want to be able to like, still lift it up and be able to take care of the animal, not so much from the side, but you know how it is when you're trying to clean enclosures, you need those big ones. To me, it would be easier to have both to where you can get to it.
And I saw, I don't know where I saw it, but it was some venomous facility all in, you know, nice enclosures. And they had them on, they had like lock boxes for them in their, like, they could quarter off part of it. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's nice for when like you're cleaning or stuff like
Yeah.
that.
You want to give that one to me?
Ooh.
Take that.
Now,
side.
was that a carpet?
This is my 75% diamond, 25% jungle carpet python. She is about 7, 8 years old now.
Oof.
And she is a handful of a snake.
Do you breed her?
She has had one litter before. She had, this girl had 31 eggs, her first litter, or her first clutch. And I tried breeding her this season, but she didn't get cooled properly. I didn't really expect her to go. But yeah, I've got a nice male for her for next season. This is my biggest or second biggest. And she is every bit of 8 foot. She's probably about 8.5.
Wow. Look at the head on her.
And
Oh,
that's
that's a perfect shot.
yeah.
Dude, I
think
love the adult market.
it is a carpet.
She wants to wear
And
your
the
hat.
diamond in the jungle, like it doesn't show up good, but she's pretty bright. And so I'm going to put her back to a nice, hopefully a real nice bright jungle, and get some nice about 50-50. They'll be 60-40-ish.
Yeah, the adult carpets I like. The baby carpets I can't do. I just they're
What
so
you laughing about, Sammy? You think Bobby's still in the room? Is that the same snake, Jamie?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he spilled his water bottle or his water bowl, so I can't put it back until I can clean it.
Oh,
He was basically swimming.
we got all of our snakes finally finished yesterday, and of course, one of the ones that we really had to clean up, she messed her bed again. And to him, it's just like, man, I'm tired of doing y'all's fresh beds just so you can poop more.
There you go, Tyler. Was that a pie?
Here, it'll just take
Yeah.
me to pull another
I mean,
one.
well, yeah, but actually, I was talking about clown pies earlier, but that is my big girl clown pied, and she's real
Huge.
dude, huge. I bought her when she was 1,100 grams, probably 3 years ago.
No
And I
kidding.
think right now she's close to 3,000. Hasn't laid for me. She reabsorbed 2 years in a row. But like got to like 14 and then just stopped. Right now she's at 22. So hopefully I'll get my first clutch from her when she was paired to the Monarch boy. So next week I'll probably be pairing her again. Hopefully get a lock. And then might do one more pairing on her. And hopefully she gives me some triple het. Monarch clown pies would be like that's been the goal. That was the goal last year, and she just begrudgingly did not grow follicles. But now, hopefully, she'll give me her first clutch.
What you got, Chris?
My purple and orange het G-strap retic.
That's beautiful.
Those snakes, they're pretty big, right?
Yes. Oh, she does.
Yeah.
Or she will. That's why later on I'll build her a 20 by 20 foot enclosure.
See, I skirt the line. I'm not allowed to have 2 foot, 2-person snakes, as my wife calls it, and retics can get that way. So I got the big jungle diamond girl. This is my other girl. She's a little easier to handle, but this is my big brettle girl. And she is about 11 years old. Her last clutch was, I believe, 41 or 42, or her only clutch was 41 or 42 eggs. And she is a lot of woman. But she's much more puppy. Like you can see she's not flopping around near as much. And she's in shed right now. This is her being bad. So she's actually my favorite bigger snake to get out. Like I've got some 7-foot boas and stuff, but they're more of a handful. She holds on better. She's not as much of a chore to handle, but you definitely know you got a big snake when you go to get her out and she starts running from you and you're like, She's grabbing stuff. She's grabbing stuff. So, but
Zach, you got any Argentine boas by chance?
I don't have any Argentine boas.
Okay.
The only thing I got, like the boa stuff, is I've just got some stuff to make sun glow stuff.
Okay.
And my boas were first, though. Well, not first, but when I started doing this again, I got my boas first. So they're just now at breeding age, my females. And then I've got the rainbow boas. I've got the Colombians and the Brazilians, but I try not to do any of the other big body boas, just because all of my stuff like this is in enclosures. None of them are in tubs.
Right.
And my room starts filling up real quick with big 4 foot and 2 and 6 foot enclosures in the room behind me.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the male. This is the spot nose, possible red stripe clown, and there's also yellow belly in the mix.
Oh, you gonna get them tested for red stripe?
Yeah, I might.
Hell yeah.
Is that one of those things that might show up darker, or should I just go ahead and get him tested as he grows?
Red stripe sucks at IDing.
Okay.
So it's so good. They came out with the test. There was a snake I was looking at buying at Tinley probably 2 years ago or whatever, and I ran to Justin. He has a lot of red. Obviously, has a lot of red stripe. I was like, Justin, is it red stripe? And he goes, I can't tell you. I was like, okay. That tells me all I need.
Yes, I'll probably get him tested. See, he just bit me.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god.
That's damn it, Bobby.
Damn it.
That's it. And there, see, for if anyone's watching, there's no blood. It's just shocking. And so then this is Holly's fault.
That's so funny.
What was that one again? Blackhead.
Holly's fault. So she is a blackhead, lesser orange dream head clown.
And are you think you're going to pair those together, or are you going to do, something with the female, or?
I have a really, so she's going to take her a while to grow up. So I have plenty of time to think on that. But I have a very nice het clown male. So I may not even have the male yet that I'm going to breed to her. So I have a really pretty, I got him from Ozzy. He is a cypress, leopard, spot nose, pastel het clown. There might be one other gene I'm forgetting right now. He's really, really nice. And so one of his babies might get paired to her. So I may not even have the male going to pair to her yet.
Hey, Patrick.
That's always fun. Where it's like, okay, by the time she's ready, the babies I want to make this year are going to be ready to pair to her. So you have no idea. I love doing that. Ooh.
Yeah, this is another one that was just given to me because the person that had her felt like she couldn't take care of her for much longer. So, from what I understood, she is a blonde lipstick het tail red tail. So, hopefully, in the next year or 2 years, I could breed her because I do have a male that's not quite up to size yet either.
Yeah.
So this one I have been working with her because she is cage defensive, but once you get her out and work with her, she, as you tell, calms down.
You're a puppy dog. Oh, what is this?
I got Sammy Snake.
Oh, of course you do. Sammy's not even
Oh,
here
and
to
he's
see
gone.
it.
He's not even seeing it. Let me show it real quick. Are you back, Sammy?
I hear him coming slowly. There he is. Sammy, look at the camera.
Looking at him.
He said that was your snake.
Yeah, that's the calico, right?
Yeah, this is the male, the Het Desert Ghost.
Oh,
That's my snake. Man, he's
And
nice.
is that one for sale?
Yeah. This one is Fire Inchy Orange Dream Calico Het Desert Ghost. He is going to make some banger Desert Ghost
he's
stuff.
beautiful.
He'll be at the show, right? Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, he'll be at the show. He ain't going anywhere until Dallas next weekend. And then the girl's missing the girl's missing the fire. so she's not as bright, but she's still got nice whites coming in.
Wow.
Buy one with the right price, and the other one is half price.
And then buy one, get one free.
Maybe,
It's real nice.
hey, buy one, get one free. maybe that first deal he talked about. We'll definitely do a combo.
Yeah, this is the male that I was talking about. He's not up to size yet, but this is a Roswell head kale red tail. I fully don't know. I don't know morphs that much.
You know, getting around too.
Yeah.
Now
So-
Jamie's bought the snake of the hour. I see her with it wrapped around her neck. I still want this snake. I can't pry it out of her fingers.
No, she's not going anywhere. This is Pebbles. This is Pebbles. So this is my Super Barnhart Black Pastel Banana Orange Dream Possible Spectre girl. She's got this awesome white kind of ringer happening.
You said she's also het pied, right? Or is she not?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
no hets.
Was she ever tested for it though?
So she was on the
Oh.
she was on the RGI when they had Barnhart on there, and they tested her for hypo, for pied, for sure. I don't know if she was ever tested for clown, but I purchased her with no heads. She did genetically test for Orange Dream. He didn't know she had Orange Dream in her, so we found that out after I had purchased her.
Very nice. What you got there, Tyler?
Zach showed a calico, so I have to show a calico.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, that's a good one too.
100% het monarch male. And I have his brother. Well, I have a couple left, but his brother's a Firefly calico who's just ridiculous. But he's in shed. I went over there to grab him and I opened it and I was like, God damn it, he's in shed. But and then he's actually, this boy is Poss Yellow Belly. I'm not positive if he is.
It looks like it.
Yeah.
But you know, we'll see. And
The
then I
het
got-
pied kind of messes with that.
Well, I mean, it was Haas het pied, but then Dad proved not het pied. So when all these hatched out, they were possible het for pied. Dad was 50% het, and then I felt so bad. About a week after I got the dad tested. No, I mean, a couple days after I got dad tested, I was slacking on changing these ones on Morph Market to like not het pied, and someone inquired like, "Hey, I've been looking for monarch pied stuff." And I was like, "Oh, so they're not even possible het pied anymore."
What's up, Glenn?
But
And that would definitely be Yellow Belly.
yeah, I got him and his brother and one female are the last het monarchs I have for sale. I got a calico, I got a pastel fire calico male, and a firefly calico and probable yellow belly.
It's gonna look really good.
Oh,
It's gonna look really good visual too, because like the darks that you get in calico.
Wow.
oh yeah.
That one's, I think, the prettiest one you have, man.
Yeah, the cane break phase of the Timber Adders.
Yeah.
I sent you a picture on Messenger of her pattern. It's gonna be kind of hard to show.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is my first venomous one I got when I got my license.
Yeah. It's crazy.
That's really pretty.
Oh yeah, her name's Velvet, since their nicknames are Velvet Tails. And as you know, she is not rattling.
So this
Somebody's
is
got a car alarm going off.
the only-
Yeah, TB.
That's the female I have left. She's got a big meal in her and also looks like she's gonna poop. But
Yeah.
she's Firefly Calico, Poss Yellow Belly, 100% het Monarch. That's the last female I have left for sale. I have her sister, who I'm gonna keep, but I hit 2 of them, so it's like, yeah, so
Now, Sammy, that's all you right there.
right. Sammy texted me a while ago, and if these ones don't go at Dallas, they're probably going to him. So I told him if they're not selling at Dallas, they're his. So get him more calico and monarch. Get him in there too.
Right.
Keeping with the theme.
Yeah.
She got a lot of shaped hearts. The pattern.
What's that? It's pretty.
She is bamboo, fire. What does it say, baby girl? Bamboo, fire. Yeah, orange dream and the freaking calico.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure she's calico. It's starting to come in, and the whites are kind of starting to come in through here. I wasn't sure if she was freaking sugar or yellow belly, but I don't know. I'm still on the fence. I know she's bamboo. I know she's fire, and I know she's got the orange dream just because I can tell from the tones of the bamboo. Oh, that's fine.
Really cool. Now I have a male you need.
Hey, Zach, you were talking about rainbow boas. Do you breed the Brazilians? If so, how much do you normally let a Brazilian go for?
Oh my goodness,
so-
look at those spots.
This will be my.
Please tell me that
when I
one's for
cool
sale.
this.
What is that, Tyler?
So he is part of a big old dinker project I got in the collection. It was, coined as M16 is the gene. So it's all we know is in him, and he's proven, is banana, pesto, and chocolate.
Mm.
And that gene that we got from this originated with not Fox Valley, Wide River Reptile, the gene M16 that they're still trying to figure out. I've had 1 or 2 clutches of it from him. It actually proved him out to be het hypo, which they didn't know, and went back and they were like, oh yeah, it could be het hypo. So I have him, and I've been debating on actually selling him. I reached back out to them and asked if they'd want him because I don't have him to anything else going this year. And it hurts. He's like probably one of the nicest looking, craziest freaking snakes I have. His daughters, one of them is ready to go this year. She's a GHI pastel chocolate M16, and then she's pos het hypo, and she's going to my hypo clown het pied, trying to work some other stuff. Into it.
So I just have a new question. So this is my first calico. And when do their whites start coming up? I'm assuming all these darker scales are going to turn white eventually. Is that what I'm looking at? She's a calico lesser.
Well, they won't actually turn white. One weird thing about the calicos is there's the high and the low expressions of it, like different expressions. So people don't understand. Some people don't understand. Like calico is it brings the flecking up, is what I call it, of the whites, but it changes the pattern so much. So she doesn't have any of the whites of the calico, but if you go back and look at how her sides are not a little high and all one straight color.
Yeah.
I have one that's very similar. It's not white, but how high her sides come with that color, like the yellow, and it changes the pattern around is why she's calico. Zach, stop it. Don't tease me with that.
Stranger
Those
pied.
are the strangers. I knew
Do
it.
you need a banana stranger pied female? Or do you need a banana stranger pied male? Or do you need a pair?
Zach, are they het clown? Are they het clown? Are they pos het clown?
Technically, they're all pos clown, but no, not really.
Are they pos het clown? Everything's pos het.
What's up, elevated?
Well, okay, so a lot of the original Stranger stuff came up in Clown, so it's one of those Stranger is littered with some hits. You're gonna get Monsoon stuff pops up. People have had Clown stuff pop up, and that's one of the reasons we feel like you got a lot of variability in the results of your Strangers. Is does it have this or that hit?
It's the same thing with Monarch and G Stripe. All the Monarchs are tied to G Stripe stuff.
Oh, that's not coming in very clear.
I know. I've been trying to play with this thing and see if I can. That's a little pig I call Kevin.
Hey, Jamie, here's an example of a calico that's doing what yours is. Whoa,
Sorry.
stop it, girl. So She doesn't have any of the white anywhere. You see how high her like yellow sides are coming?
Yeah.
And she's actually kind of faded on one spot. But yeah, she doesn't have any of the white flecking, but just the change in pattern, especially along the belly, is a big sign of calico. You know, the high expression calicos are the ones that have like the crazy high whites and all the flecking on them. But calicos are so variable that like ones without white, there's some of them I like more because of just how much it changes the pattern and elongates the alien heads and just makes them look crazy.
And
So-
sometimes it doesn't matter what you do. You know, like certain patterns, you will not get the white and calico.
Right.
It's just going to wash out.
Right.
So
And
she's a calico lesser, but I got her to make blue-eyed Lucy's. I also just wanted to
Can
see
you
how
show
you
that
know,
one
it
snake?
would look. This one is the one I got from Ozzy. So this is the cypress, spot nose, leopard, pastel, cat clown. He moves and he'll probably poop on me because every time I put him on a live, he likes to poop on me. So he's really pretty. I love the pattern of the leopard and the spot nose.
To answer Chris's question here, I think they're different, or it's either that or you get a higher expression. I don't know which one, but I really do think they're different. I've had both. Tyler, what do you think?
in my opinion, from what I've seen, I think it's kind of like the banana coral glow stuff where I think they're the same genes. I think they came in around the same time to different people. They named them something different, and the expressions are different. Like some people's but it's hard. You get your high expression calicos that look just as good as any sugar, and you get your low expression sugars that look like crappy calicos.
Right.
So again, high expressions of each gene are insanely cool, and low expressions of each gene are like, is that even calico or sugar? So I heard people trying to debate like sugar eggs are smaller and calico eggs are bigger, or like stuff like that. It's like, okay, like that. I don't have any you need about 500 clutches to like prove that out, not 2.
I love that snake, Zach. That snake is awesome.
What is that?
This is hypo Brazilian rainbow boa. This is my male. The male and the female are both right about 4 years old. They'll cool this season. It'll be their first time to breed. The female's at hypo. You don't breed visual to visual on these. And so I'll be producing, everything will be 100% het for hypo or visual hypo on the Brazilians.
Is that like lethal, or is it just because they
from my understanding, it's a problem with from what I've been told, I think it's the random deaths, the same thing as the leucistics and the Colombians. Like, because I've got a leucistic Colombian male and a het leucistic female, and I know I was told by multiple people on those, the babies will be born and they might even live like 1 to 2 years, and they just all start dying, or any point in time randomly. So you don't do it.
there's
So this is a Chinese pond turtle.
nice.
Yeah, there's a dude in town next to me. He gets turtles and he gets bored of them and just messages me at the random. You want it?
What's up? What's up?
Yeah, Zach, I heard like there's something similar in the hog nose. I think I don't know what gene it is, but like maybe it's some recessive where it's like if you breed them visual to visual, they won't breed, or like their babies won't be good or something like that. But if you breed visual to het, then they're fine.
I don't know. I'm selling mine. I've got one group. I've got a Yeti male, a real nice Yeti male, and 2 double het, 2 Conda double het snow females. So you can make the super Yeti, and they're all a year old. Somebody message me if you want them. They're cute and adorable. I'm not doing hog nose. I'm done with it.
There you go,
gotta
Chris.
feed too much to them to grow fast.
Yeah.
They peel.
Zach, you've worked your calico stuff into pied, right?
I've got a few hets growing up that I've got some blackhead calico stuff, some OD calico stuff, and that'll be next year though.
That's the thing I'm gonna be working calico into more and more, especially after this girl. Is like she's calico and KRG, and the craziness in her saddles like that one's not as bad on this side, but then you go to this side and it's like, whoa, okay. And it's like yellow belly changing pattern on steroids. So I'm gonna be. I don't know exactly what I'm doing with her. She just hit like 1,400 grams, but I'm gonna be throwing some calico stuff into pied, like it does. And
I was thinking it would play good with like, Angie, Orange Dream, Yellow Belly, stuff like that. Stuff that's going to bring more pattern to it and then more color.
You're 100% right. She's actually in the process of shedding, like right now. When she hatched out, I was asking around for like what the hell is going on, because she hatched out looking super Orange Dream, Yellow Belly. I mean, she's dulled out a lot. But yeah, when she came out, you can ask like Troy and Jim from Fox Valley. I was like, what else is in this? Because nothing else in the pairing makes sense with how bright it is. So I want to see her with like OD, Yellow Belly, and Enchi on top of KRG and the calico stuff, or mainly the calico stuff and the pied. But so I don't know what I'm pairing her to yet. I might just go like straight to Monarch, or I don't know, maybe Clown Pied or Hypoclown Pied to get it calico into the. Because I like the calico clown stuff is kind of nice. Getting a little more Clown Pied stuff. Yeah, I know. Look at that guy.
See how dedicated Sammy is? Even his phone case is pink. He is dedicated pink man.
Oh,
Actually,
even my socks are pink too.
those are the only calicos I have left, though. I sold my two big calico girls last year, who were actually the mom to both of my Monarch clutches. I sold. It was a pastel calico and a Firefly Yellow Willy calico. They laid like 10, 11 eggs apiece, or the pastel laid 8 and the Firefly laid like 10. But I sold them, and I kind of regretted it, but just with the calico stuff.
Dude, that was me. Like, they were on my list this year. I had Orange Dream, Fire, Yellow Belly, and and she's just beautiful. And she gave me like 8 or 9 eggs, and I was just like, "You're staying." I'm like, I just can't. Like, I was like, I put her back to another. What I put her to this time? Oh, I ran her to my Disco Hypo Clown Het Pied. I'm like, beautiful calico het whatevers. They're gonna be awesome.
Right. Like that was my problem with having this and the sister who I just showed, is like, okay, pastel calico and a Firefly calico. I got a visual calico pied and a calico with 4 other genes. So I guess I'll sell the big calicos, but I don't know if I should have. Real nice guy in PA bought them and actually got a clutch from him, like kind of like I did with the Clown Pied female. Got it, and like 8 months later, she was on a clutch. The Firefly calico was ridiculous.
Right.
She was a monster and laid 10 eggs for that person. She laid, I think, 10 for me, and then like, about a year after she laid her first clutch, or the clutch for me, she was on another clutch of 10 for that person. I was like, holy crap. Kind of, I could have kept her and had another 10 eggs.
And I'm sitting over just waiting.
I guess we'll have the food.
Eggs.
What's that, Chris?
I'm just sitting over here waiting for my ball pythons to lay.
Just a calico.
Me too.
That's pretty.
What was that, Sammy?
That's the calico.
Just
Orange Dream. There's an Orange Dream. Not the orange. Yeah, Orange Dream calico, pastel, possible Enchi, double head clown pie.
Ooh. Female or male?
It's a female.
Ooh. And you bought that?
I bought that.
You might have to send that to me, Sammy. Sammy?
Yes. I got you.
Just keep me there, all right? Keep me
I got
up there on that.
And then this is the other one. This
He's
is a
second
male.
in line.
This is a man.
Sammy?
Yeah, I got you.
And what one's that?
This one is a banana calico, orange green, yellow belly.
Elevated. That looks like a good pairing right there.
Yellow
Chris,
belly, double head PC. I don't know what PC stands for.
Oh, Pie Clown.
Yeah, pie clown. Yeah, okay.
Who'd you get those from? Or who has those?
The lady, her name was Lee.
Okay.
I got them real cheap too doing
And the pods.
in the pies. I got them doing an auction. I think I paid between both snakes. I think I paid maybe $250.
Oh,
They're 100% double.
Yeah. So
stop it.
You heard his heart.
It's insane.
like I told you when we were talking on the phone, you're doing your Marnar, and I'm gonna do the calicos.
Mix them together, Sammy. I got the hats right here. You get your Monarch calicos, but
All right, let's go. We'll rock and roll. We'll do calico on one side of the state and calico on this side.
yeah. You know, the only other thing I paired snakes 5 minutes before we hopped on the live, and I already got like 4 locks right now, and one's gonna be
Nice.
the last lock for a pairing.
I got to check mine because I did 8 a while ago.
I might pair a couple snakes maybe Sunday night because we're supposed to have that eclipse on Monday.
Yeah.
So, you know, they say when it's a crazy storm outside, maybe the eclipse will make them a little bit more hornier.
Sammy, how's your weather? 'Cause
The weather over here sucks. It's been raining since yesterday.
Me too. And
it's
someone
gonna
was-
rain tomorrow.
I felt so bad. A customer was supposed to, or I was supposed to ship a snake, and I'm like, okay, I can't. Yesterday, I was like, they're telling not to ship. It's like, I'll ship tomorrow. Texted them like a few hours ago. I'm like, not shipping today either. I'll have to wait until like Tuesday.
Friday, Friday supposed to clear up, and then
I always
this week
hate
supposed to
that,
be nice.
having to reschedule.
Right. And I feel so bad. Like, I always feel bad. And it's like, I can't control the
I
weather.
sent a screenshot. I screenshot the thing from Redline, and I sent it to them. I'm like, hey, look, they said don't ship. You want me to ship, and it's going to blow the deal, I'll ship, but you're not getting any guarantee of what's happening to that box.
Oh yeah, I got the ship your reptiles and the red line. You know.
Oh, okay.
Just, sent to him, and I was like, you know. I just, you know, the customers who are like, yeah, don't care, don't worry about it, just like wait. Those are like the greatest people, because I've had people that are like, ship them anyways. I'm like, I'm not.
No.
No, I'm sorry, but I'm not shipping them, because it's not even.
I'm not gonna lie, it depends on what it is. Like, I've shipped them a couple times with, you know, conditions, but it depends on what the conditions are. You know, like, we're expecting high volume on this day.
Yeah, it's like, okay,
it's not gonna work for me.
Right. Yeah, definitely. For me, it's just
and
like,
what I'm shipping.
The difference in warnings too is like, okay, Memphis, because everything goes through like Memphis or you know, like the Tennessee hubs, and they were like, yep, those are horrible weather right now, they're going to be delayed. It's like, okay, no, like, I'm not testing that at all. I hate that. If I wanted to ship a snake to Frank, who lives 5 minutes down the road from me, it has to go to Tennessee. It's like,
Dude, it's insane.
Yeah. But
I did it. I had to do it the other day, and it was going through Memphis. Like, I'll do that. Like, if they'll say no shipping, I'll look, and I'm like, wait, it's going through Indianapolis. I'll go ahead and send it to you.
Right. It depends on which one of those two like main hubs they go through. Because if they say, because I know everything from
it's almost always Memphis that's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's Sammy's other snake right there.
Is that a Mandarin calico from Tony?
Yeah, it's a DG, as a calico head DG.
Oh, dang.
Tyler.
Sammy,
That's right. I'm gonna work
You're
the
done.
next 2 years. I'm gonna work really hard towards the calico.
Yeah, that's
Everything's gonna be calico: banana calico, pie calico, clown calico.
that's. I think
You know,
I made my mind up, and I just texted Zach from Pied's Life about. I saw a post he made about Monarch stuff, and I told him 99% of the stuff I'm buying this year is Monarch. It's everything's going to be Monarch project. It's like, no matter what I'm buying, it's either going into Monarch if it's not het, or it's already het or visual.
So I've got a good question for you, Tyler.
Yeah.
What did you think with Austin and Justin and all that?
Monarch got talked about. I like it. Like editing pictures and
Ultra
X, Y, and Z.
male? Not ultra male is what you were talking about.
And it was funny. I don't know. Again, I didn't sit or like dig in on the conversation or whatever, but it was fun because I know the video was the monarch versus ultra male, blah 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 blah, and he showed the snake. That got me even more excited about it. And the video of it actually looked worse than it did in person, which was funny. Like when he showed, God, it's not going to come up at all through two screens, but like Monarch, ODYB Monarch Pied that was sitting at Tinley.
Turn it just a little bit.
I'll
Okay.
send it to you. But it was like that snake when he showed it on the video looked worse than it did when I was sitting in front of it. And it's like, oh, it's edited. It's like, okay. Still looks worse.
Well, I don't think it was that picture that what they said was edited. Even the one. So I watched both, and Canova, Justin from Canova did say there was one specific spot in that video where he's like, yeah, that was like too much. That snake is like 30% more than what it should be. But both men handled it like men. It was a really good conversation.
Oh, yeah. And I think, I mean, I didn't doubt it would be a productive.
And it was a beautiful monarch. It was absolutely.
Can I say ultra male?
I'm not. I don't have
say
either
ultra
of them, but yeah, ultra male is pretty too. They're both pretty.
I love this girl. I wish the colors, it just does not come through on camera.
I feel
Like so Miri was walking past my booth. I had this girl in my thing just to show off that I had her. And Miri Cindy Burnish was walking past the booth and she freaking stopped and she was like, Zach, you did not get a monarch. And I smiled and I was like, you like that monarch right there? And she's like, that is beautiful. And I was like, yeah, that's a black pastel, yellow belly, ultra male. And she blushed and she's like, okay, all right, that's a nice one. I mean, come on.
And it's not like I don't like ultra male. I like ultra male. But I like the darker stuff in monarch. It's just, I don't know. I like the darker stuff. And I kind of fell into monarch. So it's like, and once I got one in my hands, I was like, yeah, I have to. Yeah. Definitely.
Okay, well, now what's that in the picture? Is that an ultra male?
Extreme yellow belly monarch pied female was Posset Clown didn't prove.
Oh, hell, hold up.
Yeah.
Is that the one they were arguing about?
I don't know if it's that one, but that one was in the video and in person when I was looking at it. I was like, that's better than it looks in the video.
Zach, what's your opinion, Zach?
What's that, Zach?
Wow, look at the orange on that.
Oh, like what's that? Ultra male?
That is just an ultra male. I suspect it's Blade too. But that is an ultra male pied. And this thing is fucking dark. And that's my thing. If you look at ultra male, we know genetically there are two different ultra males that are compatible the same way there's two different yellow bellies. And I know that in my collection, I have very light yellow bellies that are similar to the lightest possible freaking scenario you can find, which they found for those videos and comparisons. And then there's the dark line of ultra male, which I work with also. And I have more of that than the other stuff. Yep. And it's like a stark contrast. You can stick them next to each other and it looks comparable to like a monarch versus, an ultra male. And when you breed them together, I get I've gotten mixed results, but I've also had like a lot of different genetics in there or gotten like half clutches where I only had 2 or 3 visuals in a clutch. So I'm working on trying to see that if, though I get a lighter mix when I mix them together, kind of like a Candino. The Candino is a little lighter than the Candy. So I'm working on doing that to try to show the difference because like there is a dark ultra male that is dark. And that's why my logo, that's the ultra male I like. I've got 1 or 2 light ones. And that's before I started realizing what was actually going on there. And I'm like, man, I want the dark one. So I got to see what the visual looks like before I'll buy a het from anybody. If they don't have the dark line, I don't want it.
I think, Zach, are you going to have that in Dallas?
Which one?
The ultra pied.
I can probably bring him. When are you coming down? Are you gonna be here Thursday?
I'll be there Friday, probably around noon. I'm leaving Thursday, 8 a.m. driving, I'll be there driving 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 hours on Thursday. And then
Don't lie, you're not driving, your dad is.
Oh, I'm not driving. He won't let me drive.
I Well,
but
he's not for sale. That's what I'm keeping for a breeder. But
no,
I might just go ahead and bring him so you can look at him.
I want to see, because I mean, even in the video that you know on the camera, it looks dark, but it was weird. I think the contrast on the Monarch, even though that Ultima was dark, I think the darker parts inside the Monarch saddles were darker than the Ultramel.
Is that a dark pie?
Oh, yeah.
This is the world's first nanny pied. I've never let anybody see it since I posted the pictures the day after it shed. And this is a nanny yellow belly pied.
Male or female?
Male. And he will be breeding probably the end of this season. But he started off 34 grams. He was small, one egg, didn't think he was going to make it. I wish the colors showed, but he's still like.
What are you going to do with the nanny stuff? Because, I mean, I remember years ago talking to like Brandon. I don't even know. I forget what his old business name was. I don't even know what it is now. But he had nanny stuff 5-6 years ago that he was like messing with. And I've seen it really start to come back in the past like 2 years with, FNA's got a lot of stuff. And
I'm kind of like up in the nanny. Like I've got quite a few of them. I've got a buddy who's gotten like a bunch of my hand-me-downs. I've got a lot of nanny close to me in my group. What?
You got to be careful with how you say you're up in the nanny, but
well, him and Sammy are sitting beside each other. I think we're good.
He made me fire the nanny when we had one.
You fired that? Who did? Your wife fired her?
I had to do it. It was me. She didn't clean very good. She looked good doing it though.
You were up in the nanny sack.
I was not up in the nanny.
Okay,
but she looked good. This conversation went south. Get me off the main screen.
Let's do that.
Okay, so the nanny stuff, like nanny was good. A lot of people were liking it. It's extremely reactive in your bell gene, which like a lot of granite genetics are. What they discovered after the fact that the original nanny, kind of like the original blackhead, was not one genetic. It was a granite gene and nanny. And so you had some people who were only selling the granite nannies as nanny. You had some people who were trying to sell the granite as nannies, which is not the nanny. And then you have the nanny genetic. I've got some of both. I've got granite nanny and I've got nanny sectioned off by itself. I can identify it in either form. And it is still extremely reactive with the bell complex, whether you have the granite complex or not with it. So it's kind of crazy like that. And people started working it. And, first place everyone goes with shit. What do? They go straight to clown. And so they went straight to clown with it. It was out for, I believe it was 3 or 4 years, and they hit the first nanny clowns. And the first nanny clowns that publicly got sold for like $3,500. They looked like a bell complex clown, where it kind of like made the pattern come back and look more standard. It was like the exact opposite of what you thought nanny would do. And literally, like, people started immediately dumping the project. They're like, running for the hills with the nanny. I snatched up a bunch of nanny. I was like, I'm not paying for the het clown because I'm not working it in clown. And they're like, this is top dollar nanny. 2 months later, okay, I'll knock off the price. But you want to buy this?
You're killing me,
I'm like,
Zach.
I'll buy 7 of those nannies. Give them to me. I want the nannies. And because I started working them towards pie. Because and people were like, you're stupid. I only told a couple people about it. And they're like, you're stupid. Some people had made accidental het pied nanny stuff. Nobody was working nanny pied. The general consensus was you wouldn't be able to see it or identify it possibly, or it just wouldn't be anything good in pied. And it was dead in clown, so it was a dead genetic. There's no point in working it. You're never going to get good money out of it. But I had seen stuff like spot nose and your bell complexes, which work really good in clown and have a nice reaction, but do the exact opposite in pied and are like shit in pied. And I'm like, you know what? I have a sneaking suspicion. I've seen the opposite work in some other genetics where they don't look good in clown, but they look good in pied. And so I kept working it and I kept shooting for it. And there was only a couple people in the world who had the hets and who were working for it. And one of Kenny Aponte's buddy, the year before me, thought he made one. He ended up with one that could have been, but it was just a head. And so he's like, I don't know. He'd have to breed it and prove it. And then I popped out mine out of a really basic pairing the next year. Kenny, Sean, all the people up big in the project who's helped start it and launch it all agreed that on my identification of it and that it's the world's first. And it's awesome. Like I wish if you look on my page, you can see some better pictures I got that show the colors better. It's got orange, like rich burgundies and stuff. So I'm going to work it once he's ready. I've got one pairing to reproduce this year. And then when he's ready at the end of this season, I'll throw him like 3 or 4 girls and I'll make a few more and throw in like some Orange Dream and some other stuff to see what we can do with it and see if it's always high pattern. Because if it's always, you get like, it looks like a mahogany,
That's
but
what I thought
more
it was.
orange.
Showed it.
Yeah, like mahogany, but more orange and high pattern. And if it's high pattern every time, that's going to be something people are going to want.
True.
Hey Zach, you said you're getting rid of your hog noses, didn't you?
Yeah, it's 1.2. It's a Yeti male and a yearling Yeti male and 2 yearling double het. They're 2 Conda double het Xanthic albinos. I got those from Brittany Gobble as babies, and I've been growing them up.
I got someone that's interested that's been looking for hog noses. How much would you want to give them for?
I mean, what are the Yetis? I think the Yetis are still going for like 600-800, something like that. So I mean, I'd do 1,000 honestly, just to get them out of here in one bulk load. And they're yearlings. They've got some decent size on them. The females are like around 35 to 40 grams. They're not the biggest ones. I don't feed my girls fat or anything, but they're a good size. You can feed them good and get them to go next year.
All right. Yeah, I just followed you on Instagram. You can send me pictures. I'll see if my buddy can get them from you, and I'll let you know definitely before you come down for the show next weekend.
Okay. Yeah, I hadn't even freaking published them anywhere. There's some of my only colubrids. I've got those, and then I've got a pair of white-sided black rats, but you don't have to feed those, man. Those things just grow. I'm telling you, can feed a white-sided black rat once a week, and they will just be like.
Yeah, that's what my daughter's prairie rat's doing. Got it as a newborn, and that thing's like tripled in size just in a few months. And I've got a black Texas rat that's growing like weed right now.
Oh, how cute.
It's so cute.
And of course, his name is Yeti, but he is my little drama king. I love him to death. Like I contemplated just keeping him for a pet, but he's a really expensive pet.
Holly, how's the rest of your season going so far? Any like clutches coming soon, pairings, going good?
The pairings are going okay. My sonogram or whatever you call it is not. Yeah. I tried it again today and I just couldn't. I couldn't get anybody to be still. And I'm sitting there, with a sore hand trying to do it. Yeah. And I was just like, forget it. Let's just pair them up. I don't care.
It's hard enough by yourself, and then you got a sore hand.
Right.
Yeah.
I hate doing it by myself. When you at least have,
I leave them in the tub. I do better leaving them in the tub when I got to do it by myself.
Me too. I always leave them in the tub no matter what. They just do better for me. But no, even doing it for like trying to keep a steady hand and get like the best angle and make it as big as you can, and then like look over and freeze it. Yeah. Like my hand just moves automatically, or the snake starts to move, and I'm like, oh god.
I hate it because they just ball up and you're trying to do it and you're like, no, come here, stop, or they're trying to shoot out the end of the tub.
That's when I'll pull them out. If they do that, I'll pull them out and I'll sit down in a chair and I'll unwrap them and get the tail and try to wrap it around the end of my leg and then draw them out that way.
Yeah. There's some snakes I just literally can't ultrasound because of how bad they are. Like the second there's a lesser sulfur. Actually, no, I sold her. Never mind. But I had a lesser sulfur het hypo female that just.
I'm done with your shit, Dana. Get
the second you touch her, she runs like a corn snake. Like won't stop moving. I've had her feet out of the tub and just on the floor.
You okay there, Zach?
My daughter's trying to get my white lip python, my freaking northern white lip out because it's baby day and it's in a baby tub. And she's just all like, I got this. She gets the tub ready to transfer it. She opens the tub and she's like, closes the tub. I think it's the devil. Like you have to go in completely fearless. You just have to be like, Jesus. And just go straight in, big hand, just smash flat, grab it, and then she starts running. And you're good. But if you go, you're getting bit. It's too late. You already fucked up. You're about to get bit like 7 times.
Oh,
She's
I
gonna start shooting everywhere, just slinging it.
With
I
my
got a
ring
spider
tape,
like that.
I
I
can't
got
do
a
carpet.
female spider. You open her bin, she's ready to bite. She's
with my
ready
rate
to-
take, you saw how she is calm.
Mhm.
When my wife comes in, she'll stay calm, but soon my wife turns her back, dunk, 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 right at the glass.
Ooh.
I want an adult carpet, Zach, like when you pulled that out, or the Brettles, like they're cool, or a diamond, whatever. They're all super nice.
Yeah.
But
You
I
want-
need
you
one
want- Sorry, I
with
couldn't hear
size.
you. She opened the door. You want
No,
a carpet?
the-
What?
I want a carpet, but I have such bad taste in my mouth from young carpets, dealing with Franks. I was like, I cannot get a young carpet python, but like the adults are super cool. Like Frank's got a huge.
I've got
adult.
a puppy dog, nice 9-year-old striped breadline male.
Mm.
He's about 7 foot long, puppy dog tame. Or are you trying to get a female?
I just look. If I were to get another snake than balls, it would be a carpet, Brettles, or a diamond. I like the diamond look better than like a pure diamond than anything else, but those are like around me kind of hard to find.
Well, they're expensive. Like, I mean, you're going to pay a premium for them too.
Right. Or an Argentine boa. Those are like the 2 snakes that I love and need space for before I get one. But yeah, no, it's like I want one of those. It just can't be a baby because I hate baby carpets now.
Sammy, how many
If you don't have one of
hats
these,
do you
y'all-
have?
I just showing oil because everybody gave me hats. I gave them
That's-
shirts that gave me hats.
It's a fashion show, Sammy. You're just
He's having his own little-
If you're important, he keeps up with your hat.
This one, he gave me this one at Gettysburg. He had the pink
Yeah.
logo.
Nice.
Sammy is a fashionista for real. Like
I know you
my-
caught that
need-
right, Holly.
Yeah, I need hats. And Zach,
I
Sammy
need
still needs a
shirts.
pink hat.
I'm gonna have to get like a box of them. You know, like just Sammy. Just keeps throwing
Every
them
time he
away.
leaves one in the rental car.
I can't believe it. That thing, I was so upset. I wear that.
That was
hat
so
every-
perfect too. Like I only had one like that with
I
leather.
know,
nice
and I wore
leather
it all
patch
through
and
the
stuff.
show and everything. I wore it for 2 days. Then we were in the car. I got hot, put it in the back seat, and forgot all about it.
Sammy dropping the ball.
I fumbled the ball. Fumbled the ball.
Fumbled it. No, that was a drop. you
Yeah.
dropped it and left it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we're about an hour and a half, a little over in there. So
Yeah.
guess we'll call it a night. It is a
She's bringing-
Wednesday.
She's bringing one more snake. Wait,
Do it.
oh,
Oh,
here she is.
cool.
She got one more snake.
Oh yeah.
Never mind. Okay, she can't get it. She can't get it.
Aw,
Oh, it's all right.
She has the problems with the bigger ones.
right. Oh, I can understand that.
How old is she?
My daughter over here is 15 years old.
Okay.
She is the best in the world. She can outsell probably any one of us, including myself. She is a hustler, like probably about half. You know, I don't know. We go back and forth who can sell the most snakes. Like she will absolutely, hands down, sell more $400 and under snakes than me. Like sometimes she might sell 8 or 9 of those, and then I'll just like sell one nice snake, and I'll be like, "Doesn't matter. I still caught you."
I
But yeah,
took my
no, my daughter
my
hustles.
granddaughter to the first, to the second show I went. She sold the snake, but then when she sold it, she started crying. I want my snake back. I go, no, you sold it. No, you stole it.
Oh.
Stole it.
I'll take that. I'd
Yeah.
rather that happen because she sells snakes and then she's like, okay, I made you money, right? This is the snake I want you to buy me now. Or this is the frog I want you to buy me. Or the fucking Brazilian short-tailed possum. Does anybody want a Brazilian short-tailed possum? I got it. I'll bring it to you. You can have the son of a bitch. You can get it in Dallas.
What does it look like?
What?
I'm not getting it out. You got to Google that shit.
I'm looking that up
Giving it
right
away
after
for
we get
free.
off of here.
I had to
My
buy her
daughter can get it
toys.
out.
I had to give her.
It-
I gave her half of the
attacks
money
me.
for selling the snake. Then I bought her some toys at the snake show. So
But you didn't have to buy her an animal.
Nah. She's got to.
You
She's
got out good. You got out good.
yeah. Maybe when she gets older, she'll know. She goes, Grandpa, I want all the money. Forget about half.
The Brazilian short-tailed
Half?
possum looks
Don't
like
let
a
my daughter
fancy
hear
rat.
that. I don't pay her half.
Oh, I wonder, can you show it?
This thing's nuts. It's so weird. Is it feedable? Yeah.
Oh shit!
Oh,
It
yeah.
look like a.
It's adorable. It's adorable. Okay, so
It's cute.
one time I fed the little thing and I screwed up and I had feeders and stuff on my hands, and it started biting my hands and attacking me. And ever since that day, if I pick it up, it bites my fingers like a little chainsaw. It's got little sharp teeth. But my daughter scoops it up and she's like, it loves me. And I'm like, how is that little devil spawn just like looking so cute? And I come near it and it like one time, like I open the cage and sometimes it will leap from the ground straight up at my arm. And if it grabs me, it'll grab me from upside. It just like starts attacking me, and I'm like running around screaming like a girl. I've thrown it across the room once or twice. It's resilient. It hits the ground and starts running, and I'm like, ah! And then I gotta catch it. It's trying to bite me again. And I'm like, ah! Bria, come get this motherfucker.
I got a meme idea.
It's so funny.
That needs to get recorded.
It's a girl. It's a girl. You can get a male. You can have little Brazilian short-tailed possum babies. Maybe it'll like you.
Why don't you just feed it off to one of your snakes?
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
I'm scared it'll hurt the snake. Like you don't understand. I feed this thing mice sometimes, and it can take an adult mouse. They tell you like, oh, you can feed it a pinky every now and then. No, that's like bunny foo-foo shit. Because honestly, look up real research on these things in the wild. They can take prey up to 1.5 times their size and will devour the entire thing within a day and a half, and they'll just get a high metabolism. They'll just run it off. They're solitary pets. They don't want any other pets. They'll kill anything you put in there with them. So it's kind of cool to walk. Like it's the most savage thing I have ever seen. The first time I put a little small mouse in there, like it just snatches it up with its little hands so fast. It's like she got him. It's like a bundle of fury.
Let's
get
see
to a
her
ball
bite
python.
that ass.
It'll get
Oh, she got the
stuck.
big snake.
Oh, she got the what is it?
Oh, we thought she got the possum or whatever it was.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Nice.
This is Hermes.
Man, as soon as I move, I'm going to start getting a bunch of Australian pythons.
And he's about 7 foot long, and he's really good. Like he doesn't like being held out here like this, but Andrea kind of freaked him out a little bit getting him out. But
Hell yeah.
yeah, I'll walk around doing all kinds of stuff with him, and he'll hang out with me because he's only like maybe 10 pounds. So it's not, you get a big snake, but it's not like getting your freaking boa out where it's like 5 minutes later, like we're putting you back up, bitch. You know, like I can sit here and do stuff. If I get him really calm where he's just chilling, I can just sit here and do work and he'll hang out for hours and it doesn't bother me.
Nice.
But I've just got a nicer one that's like smaller than him in a smaller enclosure with better genetics now.
Hey, Bailey's.
Heck, that retic's going to be the only big snake I'm going to keep. And she, like I said, she's going to go in a 20 by 20 foot aquarium that I'm building because I don't want to bring her out. I want to keep her in there.
Right.
Well,
Watch how you're flipping.
You ready, Tyler?
all good.
I'm all good. Is everybody else all good?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's ice cream in the house I want to get.
Oh, there you go. Well, all right, then. We will see y'all next week. People going to Dallas. I'll be working between, I'm sure, Zach and Husbandry Pro, but for Husbandry Pro.
I already got my
I'll help
ticket.
with bathroom breaks for Zach.
We'll be there.
So
Yeah.
we'll be there.
It'll be awesome.
Swag,
All right.
shirts,
Hey.
everybody stop by.
Hey, I'm looking forward to meet all y'all down there.
All right.
Right.
We'll be there.
Right.
Have a good night,
Yes.
everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
See ya.
Good night.